What's up, fellas? As I'm sure you know, Valentine's Day is coming up, and you're trying to impress that special person in your life with your amazing cover of Heart and Soul on the piano. But be honest with yourself, and me, you have to be honest with me. Your Heart and Soul, it's kinda bad. So that's why today I'll be giving you 10 tips on how to make Heart and Soul sound like an actual song. Number 1, ditch your partner. First thing you gotta do is ditch that partner reveals. Sure, it might be fun to play some duets with them, but if you want to take the song and make it sound like a real song, you're gonna have to learn how to play it by yourself. Number 2, quantize yourself. The next thing you're gonna want to do is make sure you have the rhythm correct. I hear this song get played so many times where the left hand and right hand parts are so disjointed from each other, it barely sounds like they're being played together. So take some time, listen to it, and actually practice the two hands together. That way it sounds good. Make sure you can tell how the song feels, which leads well into our next point. Number 3, slow it down. This is another problem I hear every time I hear this song played. They're playing it like they're in the Indy 500, and the car speed is directly tied to how fast they can play this song. So what I would suggest to fix this is stop, take a breath, and just slow it down a bit. Listen to some other covers of it online and hear how they play it, and not lightning speeds. And maybe you'll find out, hey, I like it a bit faster. Or maybe you'll find out that, oh, slow's the way to go for me. Or maybe you'll find a nice in between, but you wouldn't have found that if you hadn't slowed it down to begin with. Tip number 4, add pedal. Okay, so this is the last of the easy tips. The tips you probably already know, but this one will still make such a big difference if you're not doing it already. Just using a bit of the pedal. It'll help connect the left-hand notes, that way it's less choppy sounding. And maybe, if you're already using pedal, it would be a good time to take a look at it and see if you're really pedaling where you should be, or if you're using too much. If you use too much, it can sound a bit muddy, therefore not as good. So just really being intentional with where you pedal and how much you use will take it to the next level. Number 5, change the 4 to a 2. Okay, here we go. This is generally what I think will be one of the biggest changes for when you play this song. It's pretty simple. Changing the 4 chord, which if you're doing it in the key of C would be an F, to the 2 chord, which would be a D minor chord. It changes the sound completely. I'll go ahead and play a clip, that way you can hear what it sounds like. See, quite a big difference. Really makes it sound fresher, jazzier even. Number 6, add dynamics. This tip really applies to any song that you're trying to make sound better, but it can often be overlooked. Try adding phrasing to it. Think about if a singer was singing it, where would they take breaths, small pauses, get louder in the middle? Think about the phrasing of the words, where the pauses are and stuff. Thinking things like this will help you break it up. And then you can make it louder in the middle and softer on the edges. That'll help taper it together and make it feel more complete instead of it being flat all the way through. Number 7, add chords to the right hand. Okay, what do I mean by this? Well, when you're playing it with your left hand, you're normally playing a simple triad consisting of 3 notes. Look what's in your right hand, and normally the right hand note that you're hitting will be one of those 3 notes that your left hand is playing. So then you can just build the appropriate chord on top of it. For example, if I'm playing A minor in my left hand, and my right hand is playing a C, well, that's in the A minor chord from the left hand. So I can just build up an A minor chord in the right hand and help add some more color to it. Number 8, change the left hand. So number 8 builds on the idea of chords, but this time it's with your left hand. Instead of doing the same basic pattern that most of the time you'll hear when people play this song, try mixing it up with an arpeggio, for example. That's where you go from the bottom to the top note in a walking C-section. Number 9, add more trills and slides. This one's a bit of a feel thing, but once you get the hang of it, it'll really help take it to the next level. A trill, for example, is where you wiggle back and forth between 2 notes. And the slide is where you're barely touching the side of the one you're about to hit. You give it a little slide motion. Adding these in can give a bit more color and variety to the piece, instead of just playing the exact same melody each time. You can also try adding some octaves to give a bit of a different sound. Okay, so that's all the tips I have. I'm going to go ahead and play the video now of what it will sound like all together once you get all these tips. Okay, wait. Aren't you going to tell them about point number 10? What? Yeah, you said there was going to be 10 ways to make Heart and Soul sound like a real song. Well, yeah, I was just about to tell them. No, you're not. You said you were just about to play for them all the version with all the wiggles and stuff you added. Okay, fine. I'll tell them the 10th tip now. Is that what you want? Yes. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, so the 10th tip is to learn the B section. Wow, what? I had no idea there was a B section. There is. It'll really surprise people when you've played the same song over and over again, and you hit them with that fresh B section, which really adds some nice color and tonal difference to the rest of the song. There, happy? Oh, I sure am. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get into the final performance, where I take all these 10 tips and show you what it'll sound like if you start to implement them. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Hopefully now you'll be able to impress everybody with your amazing performance of Heart and Soul.